Hi, my name's Trudie, I'm a member of the IQTEFL team and I'm also one of the vloggers. This vlog is one in a series of vlogs about phonics, and I'll be continuing to focus on phase 2, and in this entry I'll be looking at set 3. In this vlog I'll cover a brief summary of what phonics means, its importance, I'll focus on the third set in this phonics vlog series. I've already mentioned in my previous vlogs what's covered in phase 1, and I've looked at phase 2 set 1 and set 2. So in this video I look at set 3. So if you haven't seen the set 1 and set 2 videos, take a look. As with phonics, it's so important to teach it systematically, so it's good to be familiar with the general order used when teaching it. So what does phonics mean? Phonics is a method of teaching to read by correlating our sounds with the symbols in alphabetic writing. Words are made up from small units of sound that we call phonemes. Phonics teaches children to listen and identify these phonemes that make up the word, which helps them to read and to spell. So for example, in the word dog, the phonemes are D, O, G. And the graphemes are D, O, G, which we relate to those sounds. This is known as the GPCs, the grapheme phoneme correspondence. There's a particular order that children learn these GPCs, which is why we have the phonics sets, and today we're looking at set 3. Why is phonics so important? Over the last few years in particular, there's been a shift in how we teach reading in UK schools. This is having a really positive impact on helping many children to learn to read and to spell. Phonics is recommended as the first strategy that children should be taught in helping them to learn to read. This will then run alongside other methods such as guided reading, shared reading, and other things which all attribute to develop reading skills. So why is phonics so tricky? Sometimes phonics in other languages can be really easy because each phoneme has just one grapheme. But in the English language, due to so many invasions in our history, it's resulted in loads of new words and no sounds being brought in. We have around 44 phonemes and 120 graphemes, which are the way of writing the phoneme. With only 26 letters in the alphabet, this means we have some graphemes that are made up with more than one letter. For example, E and A. On occasions, we also have trigraphs, which are made up of 3 letters. To make it even more confusing, sometimes the graphemes can represent more than one phoneme. For example, in the word school and in the word chips, the graphemes C and H make a different sound in each word. This is one of the reasons why it's so important we teach phonics systematically. So what's in this phase? The sounds are taught in a particular order. We start with S, A, T, P, which for those of you with an educational background, you may know as Phonics Phase 2, Set 1. Then in Set 2, we look at the graphemes L, M, N and D. And then this week we move to Set 3. In Phase 2, we begin to learn the sound that letters make, the phonemes. Remember, there are 44 sounds in all, and we will focus on the most common 19 single letter sounds here before later on going on to those which are made of 2 letters. By the end of phase 2, children should be able to Clarity is so important with phonics. If you don't make sure that you're really clear with what you're saying, children may find it really difficult to blend the sounds together. When introducing the GPCs, remember this means grapheme, phoneme correspondences, the use of sounds, pictures, actions, practicing forming the letters, whether it be in the air, on the palm of your hand, on the back of a toy, all of these should come together before putting pen to paper. So let's look at forming our sounds in set 3. In set 3 we have the graphemes G, O, C, K. This is a sound that you should hear when pronouncing the grapheme G. G, G, G. With this sound, you should feel it coming out of your throat. So as you push down your tongue on the bottom of your mouth, your jaw should also fall down slightly as you say it. G, G, G. You'll really feel this one at the back of your throat. Next, we have the grapheme O, which makes the sound O. Your mouth should be nice and round for this, almost as if it's making an O shape itself. O, O. Your tongue needs to be nice and flat for this as well. You should kind of feel your tongue almost go in at the sides as you say it. O, O. Again, this is another one that you kind of feel quite a lot at the back of your throat. Next is the grapheme C, or as some children will know it, curly curl. With this sound, again, it needs to be short and sharp, like I mentioned in my last vlog. To form this sound correctly, you need to have your mouth open. Your tongue also needs to be flat. It's then as if you're forcing the air from the back of your mouth to the front. Then we have the grapheme K, which some of you might know as the kicking K. You form this sound exactly the same as we formed the C grapheme. So it might be that different actions are used to help differentiate between the sounds. So some phonics programs will have different actions. So let's take a look at reading these sounds in some of the words, along with some of the previous sounds that we learned, because it's really important that we're always recapping these sounds, not only for us, but also when we're teaching them with children. So in the word got, I have the graphemes G, O, T, and they make the following phonemes. G, O, T, got. In the word cat, I have the graphemes C, A, and T, and they make the phonemes K, A, T, cat. In the word cot, I've got the graphemes C, O, and T, and they make the phonemes K, O, T. As I mentioned in my other vlog, please do not be overwhelmed by this. There are some big words associated with phonics, like grapheme and phoneme, but you'll become more confident with using them, as will the children. Pronunciation is important though, so if you're really worried about this, ask. It's really better to ask than to teach it incorrectly. You will not be judged or scrutinised for asking, and the team would much rather you ask than do it wrong. I really hope this has helped. Remember, you can contact a member of the team, like your team leader, or message in the group chat if you need more information. Look out for the next vlog, which will be looking at set 4. Bye!